Manchester is really my home, but my father was working in Massachusetts, Boston,
Mm-hmm.
and so we moved up there for a long time, and then we, as we got, well, we weren't even teenagers when we moved back down here.
Before you were a teenager?
Yeah, and then my mother and he got a, well, I can't say a divorce because he never was that kind of father, you know. Some say a father takes care of his children, but you don't take them with you just to keep from paying and taking care of. My mother was doing everything. Of course, she didn't go. She didn't go. But he took us up there, and then she finally, I say, about 2, 3 weeks, he brought us back one at a time. And then after that, he didn't live with us, but he might as well because he'd eat 3 meals a day there. And I'd get a whipping, and if he come there 3 times a day, I get a whipping 3 times a day.
For what?
That's what I never understood. And before my mother died, I asked her, and she said, I don't really know, but he was always accusing me that that I wasn't his. And so my mother died she was 36 years old when she died. Birthing children. See, they done already told her about this thing, but every child she birthed 12 and 14 pound child. I was the smallest one at 6. So she lost 2, one at 14, one at 12. But the one at 12, that's when she died. She was 36 years old. But when my father found out that she was dead, he left. She died on Friday. No, she died on Monday night. He left on Friday, and we never seen him no more. It was over a year before we ever saw him. The oldest one that was in the house was my oldest sister. She was 17. And we had them from 17, 14, 13 on down to 2. But
So who took care of you all?
We took care of ourselves. But like I said, the best thing, I used to be so mad at my mama. She'd make me go in there and cook and make up beds and all them girls, you know. But you know, that paid off. I got where I could, when after she died, I could go in there and iron just like them girls could. I could make them a bed like they could. I could cook like they could, and I could sew like they could.
Well, did you go to school?
Oh yeah, I finished down in Tullahoma.
Yeah. Did you like school?
Yeah, I like that football. That's the reason I stayed in there.
Mr. Wheeler, football's not school.
Football, basketball, baseball. So I played every sport it was. But you know, this is another thing that I never understood. When I was coming up, my mama tells me that the doctor told her, she said every year I'd have pneumonia. And said I had this rheumatic heart trouble. Couldn't run, couldn't do no hard stuff. But then I found out I could dig places to plant a garden. I could saw wood, I could cut wood. And so I said to myself, I didn't tell my mom, that ain't nothing much harder than that. Can't run and can't play with the other kids and stuff like that. Then after she died, I started playing baseball and football and all this. Ain't none of this stuff bothered me. And I said, the doctor lied to her. She didn't want me to play one. But anyway, I had little children, 5, 6 years old. And they couldn't understand why they was hanging around me all the time. So I'd get them I got them a little softball team. I mean a baseball team, and they could wear white T-shirts and blue jeans. And I don't know where you remember that little store uptown, up over was by Dick Dickens, a little thing I used to get my fishing poles. So I was working with Miss Hickson at that time. They let me have a credit thing, $5 a week, what I had to pay. I get a bat, one ball one time, until I got them all glued. And then what we done, we formed this club, and every Friday you bring so much change there where everything wouldn't be on me, you know. And then my sister came to me, she was 17, and she asked me would I help them to get a softball team. Well, old as she is, she should be helping me. But anyway, I did this for them, and they would have their club meeting at the same time that we would. They'd bring their little change and stuff in, so we'd get softball. They had t-shirts, we played sport or cook and stuff. Why is everybody, that parents ain't got no business letting them kids fall that old. I wasn't old, 13 ain't old. But I said right now, if people would do today as I done then, you wouldn't never hear all these kids out here shooting and stealing cars and drugging and stuff like that.
Yep.
But the daddies ain't got time for them, and the mamas is at work trying their best. They think their kids is in school and stuff like that. I got a first cousin down here in Murfreesboro. He's going to college, and he came into church, and he was in this game, and he was running. I hadn't seen him in a long time, but I wondered why he run to me. He wanted to know that if he could stay with me, and I said, no, you in this gang, they'll find you, and I ain't gonna be involved in it. He said, well, I done the wrong thing. My mama works at Kroger's in Murfreesboro. She takes me to Middle Tennessee College every morning, and I get on out just like I'm going to school, but I go with these gangs. And now I'm wanting to quit the gangs, and they won't let me quit. But you know, you ain't gonna come bring it on me.